Hi there, welcome back to my channel. Buzz here. This one is going to be about resource management. I was asked to try and explain this, so coming up with an idea of what to do in this video was as hard as actually trying to manage your resources in the game. Definitely not easy. This is totally dependent on how much your accountant lets you purchase in the game here. So you could start with a hay deer. I don't know, it depends on whatever will work. So I'm going to try and explain it for the three basic level of players: the free to play, the cheap to play, and the pay to play. Focusing more towards the cheap to play. Okay, so gems. If you're a newer player off the start, definitely here in the training camp, you want to max these things out. I got a pile of 2 stars in here that are getting 4,100 experience per hour. That'll get you boosted up pretty quick. Only 3 levels in there. Good place to spend your gems off the start. You also want to go into the hero storage here. The main storage maxes out at 150. You can go into this bottom one here. I've only got 130, but it goes up to 400. So that's quite a bit of hero storage. You want to go into the market with your gems here and make sure you max out all the 9 slots in both areas. You won't be wanting to buy all kinds of potions and miscellaneous things in there. You might find artifacts in here every once in a while that are pretty impressive. Apples are definitely something needed to be purchased. But you never know what you're going to find in the market. Where else would you go? Once you get all of that stuff built up there, the main thing that you could go into the shop down here, and they've got you can purchase scrolls with gems and things. Most of these ones, where was that where you could do it with it? You can see clearly I don't do it very often. All of these things are money things. Miscellaneous, you can buy apples if they're needed for you to be able to hit the dragon. More tokens in the arena only cost 30 gems to get 5. You can buy scrolls down here with gems if you. I don't find these a great deal of the gems. I'd rather go and try and find them out in the rifts there. Dummies and things. You can get, you trust me, you'll gain lots of dummies. Unless you're a pay-to-win player, then you might want to purchase some of these things. I just can't quite remember where it was. But anyways, what else was I looking at? So those are things that you can buy. Mostly in the shop, what I buy is in the miscellaneous category here. These experience potions. It gets you 100% more experience for your leveling up your heroes, so I often do that. And I also use my gems for the energy. So that's where I use mine. You decide where you're going to be using yours. If you're off the start, definitely go with the training camps and market and get those things built up, because you will need the potions and the apples from the market, as well as having that training camp built up fast so that you're getting heroes while you're sleeping and stuff to level up. Big thumbs up on that one. The hero storage, you definitely want to have some of that built up here in the early going down here, so that you can hide heroes from that you're not quite using and things like that. Put heroes for the fusions in there. Save some doubles or family members that you're going to use as tomes in the future, when you don't have enough coins for that. And always save a few gems for the re-roll of the market and the arena, so you can get easier opponents in there. That's pretty much how to use your gems. Coins, man, these things come and go. It depends on where you're at in the game, and whether or not you're willing to pay money to go buy more coins. Best way to gain more is out in the rifts. Just sell the artifacts. Unless it's a really good one, get rid of it. You can quickly gain coins that way. You also can gain money just not really paying attention and selling off every artifact you find in the campaign while you're grinding up feeders. So saving for fusions is tough. you pretty much have to stay away from the artifacts for like 2 weeks on that one. Because upping an artifact just gets so expensive. You end up spending so much in there. So stay away from artifact upgrades when you're doing those fusions. And same as the dummies, don't use any of those while you're on the fusions. Scrolls definitely depends on your pay level. As you see in the altar here, I use all my bronze and silver. I use my scrolls to try and ascend different heroes. I love having a big, massive army. So I try to ascend all my heroes to 660 that I enjoy playing with. But it all depends on your pay level. If you're spending a bit more and buying the gold scrolls, you won't be using your bronze as much because you don't want to put the effort into leveling up the 1 stars and 2 stars. So it all depends on where you're at. I level up all my 1s to 2s and 3s and 4s to get those 5 stars that are needed to make me 6s. So it all depends on where you are on that. So that's that. Don't forget to do these quests all the time to get all your resources. What else could I mention here for you people? Events. Now here's what you want to... You go into these events here, and what you want to do is try and set yourself up for future ones. Like right now, we're just in the dormant power where we used our dust. So we got moon dust on the weekend where we'll be gaining more, and then Hero of Kronar next week. So Hero of Kronar, summoning event. So you'd want to try and save some scrolls, which is not easy because they got the new boost this weekend with Necros. So kind of a little tough to save scrolls because I'd really like a nice green legendary. Then you get Ravenous Hunter Blue. That's just a normal go hunt blue heroes anywhere you feel like. Royal Treasurer, another simple one. It's just about making and selling gold. Phoenix Slayer, that's off into the Phoenix Rift. So you set yourself up on different things, like there's the Wise Man event for Ascension, so make sure along the way you've got yourself set up for that so that you can quickly grab some loot when that event starts. Hidden Knowledge event, that's when you're doing the tome, so you want to get yourself set up heading into that one. It's probably going to take at somewhere 5 to 10 million coins to do that one. What are other events that you need to get yourself set up for? Summoning events, I mentioned. Most of the other ones you just follow along, and then there's the ones like a Witch's Kiss where you're not quite sure what's going to be going on for that. So get yourself a little bit of all resources stocked up, just in case you get yourself set up. So trying to deal with your resources along the way for all of your different things completely depends on where you're at in the game, what you're working on. Generally, I'd say keep your focus. If you're working on fusions, keep your focus on that. If you're working on trying to get power in your top heroes, then your gold and your coins and things like that are going to be disappearing quickly. So keep your focus on what you're working on and build up your resources while you're doing other things. Like when you're in the rifts, you can be in the gear rifts, you can be hunting for good gear while you're saving up for any of these other events that are going to cost you quite a bit. Like the Hidden Knowledge event or the Blacksmith event, which is up your artifacts to level 15 and 12. So for an event like the Blacksmith, you can get yourself set up by getting your artifacts to level 14 or level 11, so that when you up them to the level 12 and 15, you get the bonus, but you only need to up the artifact 1 level each time on each artifact to do that. So you can quickly and relatively cheaply do the Blacksmith event that way. Other things, if you're a free-to-play player, you can finish events in normal with 4 energy. It's cheaper in energy cost, but you're not gaining much experience, and you certainly aren't finding any artifacts or anything like that. But there are little tips like that. Can't really think of too much else. Hopefully you find this helpful. Good luck. Peace out.